It's an article that came out in the Capital Journal, cjonline.com, and rural America is lagging behind. Are we surprised? No. Those are usually your backwards people anyway. But let's get into the article. In July 2005, 14% of Americans lived in rural parts of the country. 46.2 million people. Although we constantly hear about social and economic problems in the city, we shouldn't forget that many of the people who live in rural America are suffering as well. For example, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention just released a new report on drug overdose deaths in the U.S. between 1999 and 2015. And it found that the rural overdose death rate is higher than it is in urban areas, 17 per 100,000 versus 16.2 per 100,000. Rural parts of the country have been outpacing urban areas on this measure since 2006. And this is on top of an overall increase in overdose deaths across the U.S. According to a study recently released by the University of Michigan, opioid abuse has become particularly severe in rural America. When babies are exposed to opioids in the womb, they are more likely to have seizures, low birth rate, breathing, sleeping, and feeding problems. And do you know it says when a baby is on opioids, they have to be in the hospital at least for about 7 weeks after their birth to get dried out. And they are the most expensive babies to treat that have a drug problem at birth, the most difficult and most expensive. This condition is called neonatal abstinence syndrome, and it has risen dramatically in rural areas over the past few years. While there was an average of only one case of neonatal abstinence syndrome per 1,000 births between 2003 and 2004. This spiked to 7.5 per 1,000 births from 2012 to 2013. In 2012, the rural rate was 70% higher than the rate in urban areas. So this should really not be a surprise because the drugs are really off the charts in the rural areas in the country. So the fact that they are lagging behind, I'm really not surprised, But see, this just go to show you that people will lie just for appearance sake in this country when they know they're not doing well at all. But, we got to always keep ourselves looking better than them black folks, and that's really what it comes down to. But you can see they are suffering bad, but that's on them. That's what you get. And, we're never going to forget how you treated the black community during the crack epidemic. So, yeah, it's a shame what's going on. But hey, the way I see it, you had it coming. You had it coming. For all of the rotten things you've done, there is no way around real true judgment. And that's the truth. I will leave the link to this article in the description box, and you can come out and read it at your own leisure. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can make a donation to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, please do. Peace, family.